Well, good evening and welcome to part of our sixth form open evening for Ringwood School. Now, we would like to be in the main hall talking to you this evening, but for obvious reasons, that's not possible. But I do hope you're able to get onto site as well so that you can talk to lots of teachers, lots of students about the subjects that you might be thinking about, and more widely about life in the sixth form. And that's what this talk's all about, to give you a flavour of what Ringwood sixth form can offer for you. Now, this is a really exciting time, I think, because really for the first time, you have got some options about what's ahead of you and what you want to do, not only in the short term from next September, but ultimately as well. And this is the point at which you can start to really think about your career plans and what you want to do ahead. And the choices you'll make now over the next few months are really going to help you to get to your ultimate destination. And if you don't know what your ultimate destination is, that's okay too, because there's lots of advice and guidance about how you can keep your choices really broad so that you keep lots and lots of doors open to you and lots of options open in front of you. Now, I know that if you come to our sixth form, you're going to get a really, really good deal in terms of your teaching. And you can read that in our Ofsted report, and you can see that in lots and lots of the different external reports that we've had, that our teachers here are really, really committed. They know their subject really well, and students make really good progress. And I'll talk to you a little bit in the end about how well our students do when they leave us. But it's also the experience of learning all the way through the sixth form that's a really enriching experience. So you know that if you come to sixth form here, you're in really safe hands. And if you're currently a Ringwood student, most of our GCSE teachers also teach A-level. So there's a very, very high chance in the subjects that you're really interested in that you will be taught by the same teacher who knows you really well, knows your learning style, has got that great relationship with you already. And that partnership will really, really help you through your sixth form years. Could you move the slide? Thank you. Now, I said just now that students do very well here, and we are rated outstanding, one of the top performing sixth forms in the whole of the country for our outcomes and for the amount of progress that students make with us. And that's for all of those reasons we were talking about just now: really good teaching, the really good learning, and the really, really good relationships that really help you to flourish as a learner and do as well as possible. And we have an awful lot of students that then go off and do really, really exciting things. Now, we are predominantly an academic sixth form, which means that lots of our students go off to higher education. They go to a whole range of universities across the whole country, the length and breadth of the country, studying all sorts of really exciting and interesting things. And a little bit later on, you'll hear about how we can really help you to tailor your journey and really think carefully about whatever it is you want to do, whether you're going to pursue an apprenticeship, whether you're going off into the world of performing arts, whether you're going off to Oxford or Cambridge to read medicine, whether you're going off to read ship science, whatever it happens to be. We will tailor your course with you all the way through and be there by your side to make sure that you get to the destination you want to get to after your 2 good years with us. You can also see that sometimes people choose to go into employment, sometimes they choose to take a gap year, and we can also help you with planning all of those things for your life after sixth form. Now, I said just now the length and breadth of the country, and you can see across the map there all the different places that currently have Ringwood School alumni, so students that have studied with us for 2 years and then have gone off to have their adventures on all sorts of courses in all sorts of places. We send an awful lot of students off to do STEM courses, so that's things to do with science and technology, engineering and maths, but also there are many other courses that our students are really interested in pursuing. Geography and geology were particular hotspots from the last year. So you know that if you want post-18 to be going off to university, wherever you want to go, whatever you want to do, you're in really, really safe hands with us because we are very, very experienced at helping you through the application process so you get to go wherever you want to go in the end. Now, one of the big questions for you is how do you begin to make those choices of what you're going to do in the sixth form. And I'm going to hand over to our head of sixth form now, Mr. Walgren, who's going to start to talk to you about how you navigate those whole range of choices ahead of you.
Thank you and good evening. So you should all have received our option blocks via the prospectus, and these are available on our website. So these are the courses that we are offering for September 2022, and we very much hope that all of these courses will run. So over the last few weeks, Ringwood students have had career guidance. They've had the opportunity to access a careers program called Unifrog and start to think about their futures and potential pathways that they would like to follow. So choosing those right subjects and that right combination of subjects is so important. And that's a big part of what my job is, to meet the students, all prospective students, over the next few weeks and months to try and guide you to make sure that you choose those right courses. Each student's going to be asked to choose 3 subjects to study from our option blocks. And one of the questions I get asked often is there a combination there that I would like to? It doesn't exist. On the application form that's available tonight live through our website, you have the opportunity to tell us, and as part of the guidance that we will follow up with you, we'll have the opportunity to discuss that further. So it is really, really important you think carefully about the combination of subjects that you would like to study. And you can change your mind as often as you want, because we want you to get that right. And again, on GCSE results day next summer, some of you will still change your mind because you had huge success in one particular area that's opened up a pathway that you hadn't thought about. So that's totally fine. And we work really closely together to make sure that sixth form life starts really smoothly for you. So when we start our sixth form journey, as I've said, students will study 3 subjects. We call that the program of study. So those 3 subjects, 6 lessons a week per subject, and enrichment, as I'll talk about later, is a very big part of what we offer at Ringwood Sixth Form. Every student during the year will have assessments, bigger assessments in January, February time, and then entrance exams at the end of year 12 to guide them through to that year 13 program of study. So it is okay to study A-levels, it's okay to study vocational courses alongside A-levels, and any combination works, whatever fits in for you. As Ms. Simmons has hinted, we are very flexible in terms of trying to make sure that program of study works for you. So some of our students currently will be doing 3 vocational courses, 3 BTECs alongside enrichment, and some may well be just doing A-levels, and that is totally fine and it's bespoke to you. So when you're choosing those subjects, you should be considering these types of questions. Which one do you enjoy? Which one are you really sort of excited and passionate about wanting to study for the next 2 years? How are you going to be assessed? Which subject's going to be best for you? Which one are you strongest at? All right. And which one perhaps develop skills that you've already learned in GCSE, or something that you're perhaps studying for the first time that you're really looking forward to studying? One of the best ways of doing that is to talk to existing students. So hopefully during our open evening, you've met our subject ambassadors. You've had a chance to talk to them and their pathway, but anyone who's been through post-16 education before can help and guide you. And it doesn't matter what combination of subjects you want to study. We can support you and guide you and make sure it is right for you. Further maths, if you're considering that subject, just to be aware that is studied as a 4th subject. So when we're thinking about university, which so many of our students aspire to attend, as we've already heard, universities are looking for students who not only got the right grades to access the courses, but also the right combination of subjects. And Ringwood students should be using their Unifrog accounts to help guide them with that and check pathways and check things forward. And we're obviously here to help you with any questions that you may have about that. These courses that we're offering, we very much want them to run, but they will run according to our customers, the people that apply for these courses. So if no one applies for a course, it would make sense that we cannot run it. We will let you know if you've applied for a course that we are not able to run. What we do promise is if we start that course, irrespective of what happens to students during the course of the 2 years with us, we will support and make sure that that course is fully completed so you can access the next stage of your life. Ringwood School, many of you are very familiar with it, but it's also very important to think about the learning environment that you are going to be entering. Ringwood has its sixth form, has its own identity, its own block, its own social space, including our cafe and private study, areas that sixth form students can really enjoy, get to know each other and relax, as well as a real formal environment to study in. The relationship that you have working with your peers and working with your teachers is very different. You'll be maybe meeting someone that you've been at school with for 4 or 5 years, and it's the first time you meet them in the sixth form, and you're going to work really, really closely with them. Ms. Simmons has already hinted at the importance of those relationships with teachers. We're so invested in making sure that you are successful, and we enjoy seeing your success at the end of the 2 years just as much as you do. The way you work, the way you learn will be different. Ringwood, as a small town, is very close to our school. So we work very closely with our local community. We're very proud to be one of the only schools in the country where young people work on the town council to make a difference. And many of our local shops and services provide exclusive discounts for Ringwood students. So we're really proud to be part of our community, and it's work that continues every single year to make Ringwood town and Ringwood community a better place. This is all about preparing you for those next stages of life. And the guidance that you'll get over the next 2 years when you study with us is all about preparing you for that next stage. And one of the key messages is about getting involved. And one of the best ways to get involved is to take on a position of responsibility or to volunteer for a project or an event that you're really interested in. And I'm absolutely delighted that Mickey and Renee, our principal students for the current academic year, are able to talk to us a little bit about their post-16 journey now. So Renee, Mickey, I'll invite you to talk now.
Hello, my name is Renee Williams, and I'm one of the principal students here at Ringwood School. I'm currently studying biology, drama, and French, and after sixth form, I would like to study acting at university. I would like to tell you a bit about the house system we have here at Ringwood School. We have 5 houses: Anning, Brunel, Hardy, Nightingale, and Thornhill. They all have values that are encouraged by teachers and the sixth form leadership team. We are told to be curious and apply for different career workshops, to embrace opportunities given to us like PSHE sessions or open days. We are also reminded to be determined and make no excuses when it comes to our revision, so that our grades will allow us to dream big for the future. Something else I wanted to mention was the difference between sixth form and year 11. In sixth form, a lot more of your learning is independent, and in between your classes, you must continually refresh topics and do some independent research. In the sixth form block, we have 2 wonderful places where you can do your independent learning. We have the cafe, where you can go and revise with friends or simply hang out and get a hot drink or a panini. We also have the study, where there is plenty of desks and computers and you can quietly get on with your work. My top tip for sixth form is to utilize your freeze to its full advantage, so you can keep up with your studies and be on top form. Thank you for your time, and I would like to pass you over to Mickey Tiller.
Thank you, Renee. My name is Mickey Tiller. I am the other principal student, and I am currently studying biology, chemistry, health and social care, and performing arts. Next year, I am planning on going to university and studying adult nursing with aims to become an NHS nurse. My top tip for sixth form is to get involved, because the time will fly by. With only 2 years, there's not much time to do everything you wish to, so it's important that you get involved when you can. With sixth form and applying to university, we work with Unifrog, and we use Unifrog a lot in tutor times to aid students with career advice and university applications. There are quizzes, webinars, and softwares that help with personal statements and careers advice. This is very helpful because it can help guide students to where they want to go at the end of sixth form. As Mr. Warburton stated earlier, we have 2 periods of enrichment a week, which are dedicated to looking to widen students' skill set and provide experience in different aspects of school life that they may not experience during their subjects. Enrichment can include cooking, sport, yoga, music, or language. Subject students may not be able to have the opportunity to study if that doesn't fall within their subjects. With enrichment, we also have many extracurriculars that we can take and we can enjoy, such as sports fixtures, music, and performing arts, where students can get involved with throughout their sixth form experience. Thank you very much, and I'd now like to pass on to Mr. Warburton.
Thank you both, and thank you both for your time this evening. And you guys are around the site, so if you're watching this prior to attending, please catch up with Mickey and Renee while you're here. So those house values that we've heard about are such an important part of not just sixth form life, but our entire school. And one of the strengths of our house system is that our sixth form students get to work very closely with the entire school to make a real difference. And those values that you can see there are really, really important to be a successful sixth form student. And every half term, we have a focus on different houses, and we've talked about Dream Big and are now moving to make no excuses for the second half of the autumn term. So as Mickey spoke about, enrichment is an important part of what we do. It's about supporting students on that next stage of their life to develop skills and qualities that we can't measure in exam results, but enables them to access things that are of interest to them. So maybe being inspired by a guest speaker, participating in sport, or learning a new skill like first aid or teaching English as a foreign language, getting involved in a school production that really does enhance your everyday experience of being in school. Ringwood Sixth Form has its own sports kit as well, which may be of interest to many students. Competitive fixtures in football, rugby and netball currently this academic year. Enrichment also takes place through our subject areas outside of the classroom. And as we begin to move out of a COVID world, we're delighted that we can start to reintroduce fieldwork visits, both domestically and hopefully internationally over the next 2 years. Trips to New York I know are planned. Overseas trips as part of gap year experiences are being looked at again, as well as domestic trips to local environments through subjects like biology, geography. It's all about getting involved in charity, getting involved in sport, getting involved in your community to make a big difference to your post-16 experience. Just a little bit of administration really about the sixth form application process. In your prospectus, you should have seen the timeline of how things operate. So our application goes live this evening at 5:30, and students are asked to apply as a deadline of from the 10th of December. We will always accept late applications, but they are considered late and may be considered differently compared to students who have applied on time. All students will be receiving interviews in January, February time, and final programs of study will be confirmed by the end of the spring term. 22nd of June, after those GCSEs are finished, is our induction day, and we very much look forward to welcoming all prospective students on the 22nd of June. And if you're new to Ringwood School, we'll be inviting you in for a taster session during late February, early March as well. GCSE results day on the 25th of August. We are here to help guide and set up those programs of study ahead of starting in September. Entry requirements are also in our prospectus. They are tricky and are complicated, so please read that very carefully. But as a basic guide, it's an absolute minimum of 6 GCSEs at grade 4, but certain subjects will require higher grades to be able to access those courses. Again, please ask and discuss those with the teachers, the students, or myself if you have any questions. I hope that you've got a really good flavour of what post-16 life will be like at Ringwood. We're really looking forward to welcoming you into our sixth form and discussing your post-16 plans over the coming weeks and months. It's not just about our open evening tonight. If you have any questions at any time, please give us a call at sixth form reception or email sixth form admin, and we'll get back to you. And we very much look forward to welcome you over the coming days and weeks, and look forward to receiving your application. Have a good evening, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.